students. Dear students, just we are in the yesterday's class. We have learned something about 8th standards social science one unit called Greek, Roman and American civilizations. Under that, just we are in yesterday, we had completed the subunit called Greek civilization. After the completion of Greek civilization, today we are going to learning something about another ancient civilization of the world called Roman civilization. Roman civilization. So under that, we are going to learning something about introductional aspects of Roman civilization and their education, literature, art and architecture and Roman philosophers. Such kind of several aspects we are going to learning in this class. Okay, dear students, has the introductional aspects of Roman civilization that Italy is a peninsula spreading down into a Mediterranean Sea towards the south of Europe. Italy is a peninsula down into the Mediterranean Sea and towards the south of Europe. Alpes mountain ranges to the north of Italy and Alpes mountain range passes through the center of Italy. See, Italy is a peninsula. Italy, that is a peninsula of spreading down the Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea. And towards the south of Europe. Towards the south of Europe. South of Europe. See, that is what we call Italy. That is peninsula. Covered, three sides covered by the water and one side as land. That is what we call peninsula. See, Italy is called as peninsula because it's spreading down into Mediterranean Sea towards the south of Europe. That's why this is called as peninsula. And Alpes mountains. Alpes mountain. Alpes mountains range is to the north of Italy and Alpines mountains. Alpines mountains. Alpines mountain range passes through the center of Italy. Passes through the center of Italy. Center of Italy. See, these are all several geographical features of Italy of Roman civilization. And later on, Rome is on the banks of river Tiber. Rome is on banks of river Tiber. See, Rome city or town is on the banks of river Tiber. And it is 25 kilometers away from Mediterranean Sea. It is 25 kilometers away. 25 kilometers away from Mediterranean Sea. Kilometers away from Mediterranean Sea. and the plains between Alpines and the sea. The tribe named Latins lived. The tribe named Latins lived. Around 2700 years back, people settled on the place called Rome on the banks of river Tiber. 2700 years back, people who lived there settled there on the banks of river Tiber. The ancient people of Rome were called patricians. Patricians. The ancient people of Rome. Ancient people of Rome who were called as patricians. The ancient people of Rome who were called as patricians. And in Latin word, pater, which means father. In Latin word, pater means father. Pater means father. It means father. And Romans believed Romulus and Remus of their forefathers. Romulus and Remus are the forefathers of Romans who had believed like that. And Rome was under the rule of a monarchy. The Romans had assembly and senate as two political advisory institutions. Romans had two political advisory institutions. Political advisory institutions. They are, number one is assembly. And another one is senate. These are the two politically advisory committees started by the Romans. And the assembly was made up of all middle-aged men. Assembly was made up of middle-aged men. Whereas the Senate was elite institution which was very influential, which is elite and very influential. So assembly considered as middle-aged man, and Senate elite institution and very influential institution. The Senate had the power to reject the proposals of assembly and the king. Such kind of power Senate had. This is, we are going to reject all the proposals of assembly as well as king. Such kind of power Senate had. In the 6th century BC, monarchy was abolished and a republic was established during the 6th century BC. Around the 3rd century BC, and the administration of the whole of Italy came under the republican states. Even under the Roman Republic, the Senate and the Assembly continued as advisory institutions. See, this is what we call the introductional aspects of Roman civilization. See, dear students, all the points please write down. See, after that, these advisory institutions headed the armies during wars, and they enforced the law and dispensed justice. They enforced their law and dispensed justice. So there were two classes in Roman society. There were two classes. In Roman society, there were two classes in Roman society. The patricians and the plebeians. Patricians and plebeians. There were the two classes. One is patricians and plebeians. See, the patricians were the elite in the society. Patricians were the elite in the society. And what about the plebeians? See, patricians were the elite one in society. They have the landowners and formed the upper class. And it is they who controlled the Senate. The plebeians were the common people. Plebeians were common people. Common people. Plebeians were common people. They were the ordinary workers, small landowners, artisans, small traders, and soldiers. The rights were limited. They were meant to pay taxes and to undergo punishments because their rights were limited. And the decisions taken by the council and the senate regarding the plebeians could be rejected by the tribunes. In the 5th century BCE, the plebeians rebelled against this system. As a result, the patricians granted them some concessions. Thus, the plebeians got the right to choose the members of the tribunes. It was around this time that a rule based on Roman law was established. This provided awareness over their rights and learned to oppose the revolution of their rights. A desire for expansion exposed the Romans into never conflicts. Hence, they battled with Carthage, a coastal town in North Africa. Sicily was the fertile area. The Romans fought for the control of this area for 118 years. These wars are referred as the Punic Wars. These wars are referred as Punic Wars. Punic Wars. See, such kind of wars happened around 118 years. So these wars referred as Punic Wars. This was happened for the Roman fought for the control of the Sicily fertile land or area. So later on, the Catholics were defeated in this war. By early 1st century BCE, the Romans had conquered Greece, parts of Asia and Egypt parts. So later on, conquests and victories had enabled Rome to acquire vast wealth and riches. Rome won over a lot of gold and innumerable slaves. Rome not only had patricians and plebeians, but also had slaves. The slaves did not have the right of citizenship. They were the private property of their owners. Slaves were considered as private property of their owners. And slaves were also sold. There were instances when the slaves secured their freedom under special conditions. The Romans, who had immersed themselves in their pride of status, used the slaves and gladiators. They amused at combat of gladiators from the amphitheater. A majority of the slaves and prisoners lost their lives in such games. Dear students, here is a term comes called gladiator. What it means? Gladiator. The earthless of ancient Rome were called gladiators. They were both expert and amateur wrestlers among them. The fights were organized to entertainment purposes. These fights, which were fought between human beings and sometimes between human beings and animals, ended in gruesome deaths of the participants. The place where gladiators fought were called as amphitheater. The place called as amphitheaters and Colosseum. So criminals, slaves and prisoners of war who had lost their citizenship rights were taken as gladiators. Gladiators very rarely used to obtain their freedom by becoming popular and wealthy. Recently, a film titled Gladiator has become a famous worldwide. Film famous nowadays. See, such kind of game organized by the Romans. Gladiators are war prisoners, slaves, such kind of persons who fight with the animals at the place amphitheater. And later on, over a period of time, the coast engulfed the Roman state. Now rebellions and assassinations took place regularly. Bribery and corruption during elections became the order of the day. At this juncture, around 60,000 poor and exploited slaves rose in rebellion under the leadership of Spartacus. 1 year after their struggle, they were ruthlessly suppressed. Around 60,000 people were crucified at this time. The generals and the account of continual wars reduced the authority of the Senate to insignificance. Pompey and Julius Caesar are prominent among the hundreds of such military generals. Pompey and Julius Caesar were the prominent among the hundreds of such military generals, especially Julius Caesar. See, in the course of time, rule of the first triumvirate consisting of Crassus, Pompey and Julius Caesar started in Rome as the military generals. Julius Caesar owned France, Arjal and England. Pompey owned Syria and Turkey. Crassus died while winning up Parthia. Like this, Rome which was just a city-state, became an empire. Julius Caesar defeated and killed his rival Pompey. Caesar won the love of Cleopatra, the queen of Egypt. The powerful Caesar declared himself as the dictator of Rome and weakened the republic system of Rome. He was assassinated. By the time the Rome agriculture industry and also commerce had evolved a lot. He implemented the Julian calendar also. His work was further continued by Augustus Caesar. Augustus Caesar previous name was Octavius. He performed the second triumvirate with Mark Antony and Lepidus. Later he chased away Lepidus and shared the kingdom with Antony. Augustus Caesar defeated Antony as he sided with Cleopatra. Mark Antony and Cleopatra committed suicide. After this, Augustus assumed the title of Imperator. He consolidated all power with himself and ruled. So the period of Augustus called as Augustus, the period of August Caesar period called as Golden Period. So the period of August Caesar's called as Golden Period in the history of the Rome. Jesus Christ lived, and in this period Augustus undertook many welfare programs. He himself declares that he changed the Rome from more brick city into marble city. Pax Romana was established. Pax Romana means Peace period of Rome. After Augustus, except Marcus Aurelius and Constantine, and last rules of Rome were incapable rulers. During this period, barbaric attack by Adascar lead to the fall of the ancient empire Rome called 1500 years ago. 1500 years ago. So this is what we call Roman civilization's total history. And now we are going to discussing something about literature of Romans. So Roman civilization had remarkable literary contributions in this world. So Romans achieved a lot in the field of literature. And Romans' greatest poet is named Virgil. His name Virgil, who was the greatest poet of Roman literature. Virgil was a famous poet. And Aeneid was his epic poetry. Aeneid was his epic poetry. Ovid is another great poet. He has documented the mystical stories of Greek in a book of Metamorphoses. Apart from them, popular poets like Caesar, Plautus, Terence and others are known names. Julius Caesar himself was a good historian. He has edited the Gallic battles in 7 volumes. Livy and Thrasymachus are important historians. Livy and Thrasymachus are also important historians. See, this is what we call the literature. And philosophy of Romans. Romans continued the philosophy and thoughts of Greeks, rather creating new ones. Cato, who is known as Socrates, the vast his importance. Cicero, Seneca, and Emperor Marx advocated Stoicism, and it advocated living at peace with nature. Living at peace with nature. These are all the several philosophical aspects of Roman civilization. These are the several philosophical aspects of Roman civilization. And later on, art and architecture of Romans. See, Colosseum and amphitheater are the best examples of the Roman superior architecture. Amphitheater and Colosseum are the best example of the superior architecture. Pantheon is the large building of Rome with the biggest dome. Cupid's statue and Ara statue are the best examples of sculptures of Romans. That's why Romans are beautiful architectures, and they gave a lot of contributions to the field of art and architecture, and also science of Roman civilization. See, Romans had a deep knowledge in mathematics and science. Pliny an Elder prepared encyclopedia named Nature History. Pliny and elder prepared encyclopedia on nature history, delivering human babies through cesarean, open C-section operation, vision correctional eye operations. Galen was a famous doctor of Roman period. Strabo and Pliny were the famous geographers of that time. So this is what we got their science. And the law of Romans are the base of all modern laws. Their unique contributions to the field of legal studies. That's why Romans are well versed and experts in the field of law and lawmaking. So this is all what we call the all contributions of Roman civilizations. See, dear students, these are all the several contributions. Especially, Romans gave a lot of contributions to the field of literature, to the field of philosophy, to the field of art, to the field of architecture, and science, mathematics, and geography. So these are all the fields taken help from Romans and left us. See, all those things we are considered as beautiful contributions of Romans. Okay, these are all the several aspects of Roman civilization. So, I hope that you all understand all those things. So that I am stopped here. Remaining lessons will be continued on tomorrow's class. Thank you.